Making headlines, Home Ministry reveals the government would not allow any act which would disrupt the peaceful running of the country. A delegation of Elections Commission of Maldives observes the general election of Malaysia. And Environment Minister launches the first ever test project to create electricity from ocean current. Hello and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Mariam Shaushat. Minister of Home Affairs reveals the government would not allow any act which would disrupt the peaceful running of the country. Coinciding with the leaked audio which exposes former President Mohammad Nasheed's alleged attempt to form a separate state, a statement released by Home Ministry expressed regret on such actions which would tarnish the peaceful running of the country. In this regard, Home Ministry described such acts as uncivilized and noted such acts would have negative effect on the unity of the country. Housing Ministry expressed regret that such actions are led by a former president, which shows unfaithfulness and lack of love to the nation. In this regard, Housing Ministry described such actions as a direct threat to the religion, independence and sovereignty of the country. Noting such acts are an outcome of bringing forth political ideologies ahead of nationalism, the ministry called on all to refrain from committing such actions. A delegation of Elections Commission of Maldives observes the general election of Malaysia. The delegation of observers from Maldives include the President of Elections Commission, Ahmad Sharif, and a member of Elections Commission, Ahmad Akram. According to Malaysian Elections Commission, observers from 9 countries of Asia are observing the elections this year. The 25 foreign observers are national election commissioners from Indonesia, Thailand, Cambodia, India, Pakistan, Maldives, Azerbaijan, Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan are currently taking part in observing the elections. Moreover, Ahmad Sharif and Ahmad Akram met the chairperson of Malaysian Elections Commission, Tan Sri Muhammad Hashim bin Abdullah. Vice Chief of Defence Force Brigadier General Ahmad Shahid departs to Pakistan to participate in the 4th staff talks between Maldives and Pakistan Armed Forces. The purpose of staff talks is to enhance military and security ties between Pakistan and Maldives and to further develop the Maldivian military. The talks will be held from May 10th to 11th in the Joint Staff Headquarters in Islamabad, the capital of Pakistan. Along with Vice Chief of Defence Force, Principal Director of International Defence Cooperation and Policy, Colonel Ahmad Abdul Mateen Ahmad, Principal Director of Operations and Training, Lieutenant Colonel Ismail Nasir, Maldives Defence Advisor to Pakistan, Lieutenant Colonel Ibrahim Hilmi, will be attending the 4th staff talks between Maldives and Pakistan. Minister of Environment and Energy Tariq Ibrahim launches the first ever test project to create electricity from ocean current.
At a ceremony held at Holiday Inn Resort Kanduma, Maldives, Minister of Environment and Energy Tariq Ibrahim said the project is conducted in collaboration with Japan's Okinawa Institute of Science and Technology School Corporation and funded by Kokyo Termi Company Limited. According to information provided by Environment Ministry, the project aims to reduce the expense on producing electricity and to rely on a renewable source. Addressing the ceremony, Environment Minister said that the project would have revolutionary effects on the efforts of the administration in the production of electricity from renewable sources. In this regard, Minister Tariq noted that this method is more reliable than solar power, as Maldives is an isolated island nation surrounded by a large area of ocean. According to Okinawa Institute, the project is first initiated with a model of 1 kilowatt, which would be in future developed to a 10 kilowatt model. The developers revealed that the project is expected to be established 50 meters from the shore of Holiday Inn Resort Kanduma, Maldives.
This project is a very first of its kind in contemplating to generate electricity out of ample available great power of force of natural nature of itself. Our alternate objective is to aim for the further low carbon economy of your esteemed states by deploying this device for the nationwide.
The administration of President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Qayyum has been conducting various projects to increase the provision of renewable energy production in Maldives. Under this objective, the administration has aimed to produce 30% of the total electricity from renewable sources by 2030.
President of Maldives National Chamber of Commerce and Industry Ismail Asif states the Maldivian opposition lacks a realistic vision and a policy for development of the country. Speaking on Maldives Today TV program aired on PSM News, Ismail Asif said the opposition cannot keep up with the development agenda of the administration.
Briefing on the filed police complaint by Maldives National Chamber of Commerce and Industry MNCCI against individuals calling to boycott tourism and trade relations with the Maldives, President of MNCCI Ismail Asif said the opposition has always prioritized political motives ahead of nationalism. Ismail Asif said such actions would have negative effects on the tourism industry, in turn affecting each and every individual of the country. Noting the Maldivian opposition lacks professionalism and loyalty to the country, Ismail Asif called on the opposition to come to the discussion table and sort out the differences rather than tarnishing the image of the country.
The problem is the opposition does not have the capacity to address or see these things. Half of the people are not even in this country. So right now they do not even know what is happening in this country. They don't even have the courage to face whatever it is. It's not like Nelson Mandela, who fought for his country, who stood by his country. These people just, whenever there is a problem, the first thing they do is leave the country. Now, how can you do anything for a country if you do not stay here and face? So you have to face the consequences, because this is how you bring about the change.
Continuing on, President of MNCCI stated that the Maldivian opposition lacks a realistic vision and a policy for the development of the country. In this regard, Ismail Asif said that the opposition cannot keep up with the development brought in by the current administration.
Okay, let's assume Maldives Chamber of Commerce is doing a public. So what are they doing? So what are they, because they are supposed to be the opposition of the country. They don't have a single policy. They don't know what they are going to do about SMEs in the country. They don't know. They don't even have their economic policy. There's a presidential election coming up. They do not even have a set of policies where they can come to the public and say, see, this is our policies, this is better than the government. They don't say. All what they are talking is about hocus pocus corruption. And every time they come, somebody is corrupted, but they are not able to come up with proofs of this corruption. All what they are saying is words. Words does not do anything. Actions do things.
Ismail Asif concluded by expressing that MNCCI have the full trust in the investigative bodies of Maldives to conduct a free and fair investigation on the filed complaint. MNCCI is a private sector body developed for the social and economic development of Maldives through the promotion of commerce and industry, and aims to help promote and protect trade, business, commerce and public welfare of the country.
Minister of Environment and Energy Tariq Ibrahim inaugurates the new water production centre RONX of Mala Water and Sewerage Company Private Limited. The new RO plant has the capacity to produce 2,000 tons of water per day.
Addressing the inauguration ceremony of the new water production centre RONX of Mala Water and Sewerage Company Private Limited MWSC, Minister of Environment and Energy Tariq Ibrahim stated the outbreak of a fire in 2014 had caused major damages to the water network of the capital city. In this regard, Environment Minister Tariq Ibrahim highlighted the administration has successfully brought back the water network to normalcy and expanded the services of MWSC. The The Environment Minister noted the successful work carried out by the administration in the past 4 years in ensuring the uninterrupted service of water supplying. Minister Thorig noted MWSC has currently established a water network which has the capacity to produce 27,500 cubic meters of water per day, while the administration has also been successful in upgrading the water production capacity of Hulmale from 3,500 cubic meters to 9,500 cubic meters. The minister emphasized with the inauguration of the China-Maldives Friendship Bridge, the water security for Male, Hulule and Hulmale would be increased. Addressing the ceremony, Managing Director of MWSC, Ibrahim Fazul Rashid, highlighted the new RO annex would increase the water backup production capacity of capital city by 35%. In this regard, Ibrahim Fazul Rashid revealed the efforts to develop the backup mechanism is almost complete and noted that the new RO plant is developed at a cost of about $1.9 million.
Maldives Islamic Bank introduces mobile banking service FASA Mobile. According to Maldives Islamic Bank MIB, the mobile banking service will be provided with mobile applications on iOS and Android and will also be available on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. FASA Mobile is the newest addition to its electronic banking services in FASA product line. MIB revealed features of FASA Mobile include the common mobile banking features provided in the market with enhanced and unique features. Standard or common features of the service include checking of account balances and account histories, making transfers within a customer's own accounts to other MIB accounts and to accounts of other local banks, sharing transfer receipts, favorite accounts or contacts management, contacting and sending messages to the bank, viewing locations of the bank's branches and ATMs, use of PIN and biometric authentication for securing the app, and use of two-factor authentication to validate transactions. Enhanced and unique features of FASA Mobile include saving and sharing transactions in user-friendly receipt cards, sorting and filtering account transactions, making transfers by dragging on account and dropping on favorite accounts, viewing status of checkbooks and details of their checks, viewing the clearing status of checks, stopping and reporting lost checks, and viewing financing facilities of the customer in detail. In addition to its mobile banking, MIB's electronic banking products and services include internet banking, FASANet, payment gateway FASA Pay, FASA ATM, FASA POS, and FASA POS Cash. According to the annual report 2017 of Maldives Monetary Authority, the overall outlook of the Maldivian economy remains positive, with real GDP growth projected at a solid pace of around 6% for 2018, following strong performance in 2017. According to Maldives Monetary Authority MMA, while economic growth is expected to be anchored by the strong domestic demand coming from the buoyancy in the construction sector, the favorable condition in the tourism sector is also expected to firm up during this year. The brisk performance on the tourism sector is mostly stemming from the increased number of tourists from the European market, reflecting improved growth prospects for that region. Premised on the positive outlook for this sector, bed nights growth is projected to firm at 7% in 2018. Although downside risks of forward booking cancellations following the domestic political tension at the turn of the year persist, overall risks to the sector outlook are broadly balanced, as the high-frequency data pointed to the impact being mild. The projections may even tilt towards the upside if the healthy performance seen in the first quarter of 2018 continues throughout the year. The average consumer price inflation is expected to hover around 0.5% in 2018, which is a significant deceleration from the 2.8% recorded in 2017. This is mainly reflecting the dissipation of the base effect from various domestic policy changes brought in 2017. Additionally, the removal of the fuel surcharge for electricity, combined with reductions in electricity and water tariffs in the atolls, is expected to exert a downward pressure on inflation during the year. Although the deceleration is projected to be more pronounced during the earlier part of the year, inflation is forecast to be on an upward trajectory during the latter part of 2018, as the base effect of lower electricity prices wanes. Moreover, the firmer recovery in oil prices together with a rise in government recurrent expenditure salaries in particular is expected to provide some price pressure in the economy during the year. With regard to public finances, the fiscal deficit for 2018 is projected to be $161 million or 3.2% of GDP, up from 2.0% of GDP in 2017. The projected widening of the fiscal deficit is based on the substantial increase in total expenditure despite a sizable growth in total revenue. Higher expenditure is expected to outweigh revenue inflows as a result of increases in both current and capital expenditure. As such, increments in the salaries of civil servants and the upward revisions in food and electricity subsidies are estimated to raise current expenditure significantly, which is expected to more than offset the planned reduction in expenditure of Arson, the insurance service. MMA believes the increase in capital expenditure is expected to be driven by continued spending on large-scale projects as part of Public Sector Investment Program (PSIP). Taking into account the high levels of financing required for these development projects, public debt is expected to escalate further, reaching 63% of GDP at the end of the year. On the external front, the current account deficit is forecast to further improve to $860.1 million in 2018, supported by the positive prospects for the tourism sector, although import expenditure is projected to increase on the back of further strengthening of the construction sector. Meanwhile, the net inflows of the financial account are set to benefit from higher inflows that are foreseen to come from the external financing for the government and the private sector. Mirroring these positive developments, GIR is forecast to increase to $727.9 million by the end of 2018 from $586.1 million in 2017. Saudi Arabia welcomes President Donald Trump's decision to withdraw the U.S. from the international nuclear agreement with Iran and to reimpose economic sanctions on its arc for Tehran. The kingdom, which is a key U.S. ally, says it would work with the U.S. and the international community to address Iran's nuclear program as well as its ballistic missile program and support of militant groups in the region. According to a Saudi Foreign Ministry statement, Iran used economic gains from the lifting of sanctions to continue its activities to destabilize the region, particularly by developing ballistic missiles and supporting terrorist groups in the region. It confirmed the need to deal with the danger that Iran's policies pose to international peace and security through a comprehensive view that is not limited to its nuclear program but also includes all hostile activities in the region. The 2015 deal, the signature foreign policy achievement of Trump's predecessor Barack Obama, eased sanctions on Iran in exchange for Tehran limiting its nuclear program to prevent it from being able to make an atomic bomb. Trump has frequently criticized the Iran Accord because it does not address Iran's ballistic missile program and its role in conflicts in Yemen and Syria, its nuclear activities beyond 2025, and the terms under which international inspectors can visit suspect Iranian nuclear sites. Saudi Arabia has called the 2015 nuclear deal a flawed agreement, and in March, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman told CBS News the kingdom would without a doubt develop nuclear weapons if Iran did so. The Muslim kingdom has been at loggerheads with Iran for decades. They have fought a long-running proxy war in the Middle East and beyond, backing opposing sides in armed conflicts and political crises, including in Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen. Real Madrid manager Zinedine Zidane says his team will be at full strength for the 2018 Champions League final in Kiev, despite concerns about Cristiano Ronaldo's recent ankle injury. A smiling Zinedine Zidane told a news conference in Madrid ahead of La Liga match against Sevilla that they will all be in the final 150%. Cristiano Ronaldo's ankle was trodden on by Gerard Piqué on Sunday during the last Clásico of the season. The Portuguese did not feature in Tuesday's practice session and will not play the remaining domestic matches. Zidane said Carvajal and Isco, both recovering from injuries, will also be ready for the Champions final. Asked about Champions League rival Liverpool, Zidane said he and his team are preparing for a very tough match with a team who knows how to defend as well as fight. Children in rural Rwanda fondly remember soon-to-be Princess Meghan Markle, who, as a global ambassador for World Vision, visited villages where the charity is expanding access to clean water. The former US actress, who will marry Prince Harry on May 19th, visited Rwanda with World Vision in 2016 during a 2-year stint in the role. Meghan Markle toured the Getsebo district, just over 100 km northeast of the capital Kigali, where a piped water project provides safe drinking water for more than 130 families. The piped water currently benefits 136 households in the area. Shortly before her engagement to Harry was announced on November last year, Markle ended her role with World Vision in order to concentrate on the new royal duties. At Kanyangi's primary school, young students who spoke to Reuters TV recalled Markle's visit, wished her well and expressed their gratitude for the charity work she accorded them. World Vision declined to comment to Reuters on Markle's work as their ambassador. In a statement on their website, the charity said Meghan carried out invaluable work during her 2 years as the global ambassador for World Vision, and they're thrilled about her upcoming marriage to Prince Harry on May 19th. And that's all we have for you right now. Please stay tuned for more news updates. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant day ahead. Goodbye.